All right, bam, we're live. Welcome. Let's get this set up here. We got that set up there. Yeah. All right. Get going in here in just a second. Everybody having a good week. Hopefully you guys are relaxed and ready to get going for the holiday. Welcome. Let me know what part of the country you're from if you're new to this account and the lives. Contractor Damon, haven't seen you for a bit. What is happening? Got any questions? Any concerns? Anything you want to talk about? I've got some stuff to talk about on automation. If not, no worries. All right. Well, if you're here, good. All right, I'll go on with what I've got to get started. And again, anytime, any questions, comments, you just put them in the chat and we'll address them. So, automations have become a pretty big thing in the last few years. I don't think a lot of guys even understand what all is possible. All right. It really is like having another person on your team. And what's nice is the person just does it. They don't have to think about it. They don't forget. They don't complain. And once you get it set up and you get the process rolling, it's just rinse and repeat. So you can scale very easily. And that's not the case for, this business. Look, the reason why people aren't doing more money than they're doing is because they can't do more than they're already doing. Most guys are already at their max, right? So you've already had your best year usually. And you get frustrated and you're like, next year is going to be different. What's going to be different? Nothing, right? What are you doing different? Who's helping you do the things? All of us only can work so many hours. We all have the same amount of days in a year, right? So you think, I can work a little bit harder, but can you really? How much harder can you work? A couple hours? What's that going to really do? Right? You're still going to have issues, struggles. Hello, little slug MD. Welcome. Let me know what part of the country you're from. So here's what ends up happening for most guys. They go 3 or 5 years and they're burnt out, frustrated, tired, and usually broke. And not everybody even hits their breaking point then. But most guys just have to get to a point when they finally realize, damn, I can't do this all by myself. I thought I could. And you'll finally embrace bringing in help. Now, one type of help is a body, right? A person you can put on a job site, whether that's a direct employee, a subcontractor. That's usually necessary, and guys struggle with that. But think about it this way, and I talk about this a lot. If you owned a sub shop, you would not make every single sandwich every single day. You would hire somebody, bring them in, teach them how to make your best sandwich, and then have them make the sandwich so that you could be doing other things to help the business. For some reason in remodeling, this concept escapes so many guys, and I don't understand it. All right. But if you're saying to yourself, why am I still struggling? Why is this business so hard? Most likely you're still making the sandwiches. You got to stop that. All right. Now, once you have somebody helping you make the sandwiches, now you have to figure out, well, we keep doing these other things over and over again, right? I'm constantly following up with this phone call. I'm sending that email. What if I made it so that I push the button one time and it does it for me? That's what we're getting into. Okay. So I like the term digital foreman. I use that a lot. And that's kind of our thing at the Remodeling Academy. We have what's called the remodeling systems. And it really is what most guys need is, and it doesn't matter whether you're just trying to get to your first 500,000, your first million, your third million, your 10 million. You need that digital foreman. Now, everything just starts to scale as you get larger and there's more automations. But for instance, every time the homeowner calls you for the first time and you answer the call, immediately upon hanging up that call, their name and number should be put into a database and they automatically get some follow up. They get a follow up text, they get a follow up email, right? They get a little flyer in on a maybe a download as part of their email that says, "This is what's great about our company." Okay. Maybe these are the next steps that you should take to be prepared for when I come out to visit you on the job site, if that's the next step, right? What is it that you want them to have ready? Okay. Do you ask them to get their design ideas together? Do you go out as your next appointment to do a design? Should they have their checkbook ready? Like, what is it? What you shouldn't have to always speak it. You should have your automation saying it. All right. And when some of you, a lot of times, this is what happens for me. I have to lose to a competitor. And then when I see how they beat me, then I usually wake up and say, damn, I don't want to lose like that again. I need to do what they just did because they beat me because they had this thing. And today, for most guys, you're losing because you don't have the digital background. You don't have the automation set up, right? And for the last couple years with the COVID rush and everyone scrambling to get jobs done, you could get away with it. But I think the last 18 months for a lot of guys was showing them that this business is getting hard again. And guys, yet certain companies are crushing it. And usually the ones that are crushing it are the ones that have embraced technology. They're the newer companies. A lot of times, some of the guys that have been in the business the longest aren't like skyrocketing the last 2 or 3 years. In fact, they might be doing the opposite. And you have to ask yourself, why is that? Like, if you know more about construction than your competition, and if you're better at it and you've been in the game longer, why are they growing faster than you? Like, that doesn't make sense unless they're doing something that you're not doing. So, several guys have jumped in. Welcome. Gravy. Uh, any of you guys, just if you have any questions, awesome. Let me know what part of the country you're from. If you're already doing automations, fantastic. Would love to hear which ones you're using. How are you doing them? Um, and yeah, we'll keep going here. So, the biggest thing I find I need is homeowner calls, and we have to determine whether we're going to work with them. That's what I'm doing. The homeowner's calling me to figure out if my price is going to match, right? Where they want to be. I'm interviewing the homeowner to figure out whether I even want to have them as a client. So, first, you should be doing that. And then, once we've determined that we're going to still work together, that's when your automation should start kicking in. And you should be answering common questions. You should be giving them insight into why your company is the best and how they can be more successful. That's what you include in these automations that you're sending out, little pamphlets to help guide them through the remodeling process. You're educating the homeowner why their competition, why that low ball, why that cheap other competitor is a red flag and they should run from them so that they don't come to you and try to get you to lower their price to match. Okay. So if you're getting a lot of those objections about price, about the lowball contractor, it lets me know your sales process has real gaps, real holes in it because you didn't address it ahead of time. When I talk with a homeowner, I bring it all up before they ever do. So at the end of my presentation, when my price is more, they're like, oh, perfect. He is charging more. He knows what he's doing. We don't want the cheapest. Do you see the difference? That should be all part of your process. So there should be some sort of a mandatory follow up sequence that you have and a mandatory process. If you're still living off of a notebook, scribbling down things on 2x4s, I mean, I get it. I know that that's what happens. Yeah, so contractor Damon, I mean, it's awesome to know all the things, right? Like that's the prerequisite to get into the game. The question you have to ask yourself is, do you want to win the game? Like, you're going to be able to play it, right? But So you have to start thinking about specializing, and you can't always be the answer. I don't know how else to. So, like, the way I got started because I tore apart old houses down to basically the 2 by 4 and the foundation. We would start by making foundation repairs, usually ripping out the concrete floor, the old floor, putting in a new floor, putting in a drainage system, underpinning, repairing the foundation, right? Then making all the framing changes. Okay. Building an addition, right? Then I learned all the plumbing, the mechanicals, the electrical, the HVAC. We learned how to do all the insulating, the fire blocking. Okay. Then you learn how to do all the sheetrock or plaster work. Then you learn how to do the finishing work. Okay. You're putting in the surfaces, the tiles, you're doing all the carpentry, the trim work, installing the doors, the flooring, the windows, the roofing, right? The siding, the gutters, the fascia, the soffit. Okay. So you need to know how to do everything. Then you have to sit back and say, where the money starts rolling in is when you can bring in crews and manage people to do the work that you can then sell, right? That's the name of this game. Who can land the job, who has the work, and then who can manage the work and help get it done. So, in the very basic sense, you'd at least want a helper, and then you want at least to get a sub or two. Does that make sense? Jesus? Yeah, brother. Tell me when you say new, how new are you? Hey, Eric. Welcome. Right. And Jesus, let me know how long, what part of the country you're in as well. Yes, Eric, you can book a call with me. And message me. Let's DM me and I can get you set up, okay? That's all you have to do. All right, Jesus, you have your contractor license 4 months ago. You're in California. Perfect. So, and how many years of experience do you have in the industry? We should get you on a call as well, Jesus, and we can go over all this for you in detail. Yeah, man, you're welcome, Eric. So, Jesus, what we do for most guys is we can do a like an audit for you. We can sit down real quick. We can discuss, find out your niche, your specialty, and what you're capable of completing, and then we can get you dialed in with a little plan to get you going. Okay. Yes. Okay. So, Jesus, dad has 20 years. I have around 4 currently doing and trying to grow own thing. Yeah. So, Jesus, perfect. What we want to get for you is, so you're going after the residential market, whereas your dad worked mainly in the commercial market. Is that what I'm understanding? Okay. All right. So it's the other way around. He did mostly residential work. You work commercial. So when you got your license, is it because you want to do more? Help me understand something real quick. Do you want to be more of a commercial electrician, or do you want residential work? Where are you trying to go? Yeah. All right. So Jesus, this is perfect. We could get you set up so where you can come up with you just need to put together a plan. All right. You have the license, you have the insurance, you and your dad, so you have the labor, you have the skills. We just have to get you in front of enough people so that you can book the jobs, right? That's all. Yeah, so we could figure out you have an LLC now or you're incorporated. You have insurance, right? And do you have any pictures of the work you've done? Have you done a couple ADUs? Have you done any projects yet that you have you can show somebody a couple samples of what you've done? Okay, perfect. So let's get you set up where we can get you on a look, I can get on like a half hour call with you, all right? And we can walk through and give you a couple steps so you have a plan to walk away with. All right? Okay, so right now you're subcontracting. Perfect. So here's the thing. You're capable of doing the work. We want to get you to a place where you're getting the work instead of having to always work through the other contractors, right? Get you direct to the customer. So we should get you on a call and we can help get you a couple steps lined out specifically so that you're like, okay, here's what I need to do. I need to do boom, boom, boom. Yeah. Hey, Eric. Yes, it didn't up. Yes, I have to update it. Correct. Okay, Eric. Thank you. Yes, I will. Okay. Eric, is that something I can fix while I'm on here live? I don't. God damn it. Jesus. So here, look. If you're following this account, all you have to do is follow and then send me a message with. All right, and I'll get you the link. We'll get you set up. You can do the call, and then we'll get you those answers right within a half hour. Thank you, Jesus. Yeah. So just send me a quick message as a DM. Just say hello, and I'll get you back. Okay, Eric. We'll do. Thank you. Okay, Eric, thank you for that. Yes, I'll get the link. I'm looking for that link tree now. Eric, if you could remind me where the link tree is in the system, I'm not finding it. When I search for it, nothing comes up. Sites. It yeah, it looks like yes, 100%. Apple user, welcome. Abel, you have any questions about remodeling? Otherwise, I'm gonna hop off. I'll be back, but I got something else I want to get into. I'm just gonna cancel.
Joist up.